Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Tyranny. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're just to join me today as, well, we don't really have a choice here. We don't really have a choice. Because straight as Erodin is lying bloodied in front of us. We never asked, he never said, and he seems pretty reluctant to say why he's fighting, why he chose what he chose, and why Amelia. Yeah, the one that we came here to rescue, or, you know, we came here to do other things, to end the Edict of Storms, and rescuing her was kind of a secondary thing, but I don't think we have a choice, because all of these questions, all of these here, don't let us save him. He can't be saved, not at this point. Maybe we could if we changed our course before, but yeah. One last chance, Regent. Will you end the edict yourself? End myself to end the edict? No, Fatebinder. That is not our way. You may call it uncompromising of me, but my station and my dignity demands nothing less. If you desire the end of the edict so badly, you'll have to shoulder this burden. Well, it's not really a burden. It's because that would mean it's not a burden at all. But again, he's just focusing on dignity and honor and what nonsense. Come on, give me some reason, like you're hiding the key to destroy Kyrus's hold on DT, not DT, goddom? DTdom? What's the godliness, that's the word. Yeah, because I think the game might be about to go that way, where we just find why Kyrus is Kyrus and why he holds such power and why he knows everything and just is effectively a god. At least the way people talked about him or her. But yeah. Yeah, too bad my orders didn't specify mercy. Before you can take action, you catch Amelia begin to raise her weapon from the corner of your eye. Amelia, stop! Stratus winces, hardly possessing the energy to argue. You have to keep your promise. Remember? The focused, determined air about Amelia falls to resignation. She delivers a curt nod and leaves the room, darting you a killing look on her way out. We're still singing, or Siren is. Amelia disappears into another room, unwilling to watch what you're about to unfold. Well, what is about to unfold, I guess. Kill the Regent, Fatebinder. Let's put this shameful chapter of the conquest behind us, along with the Edict of Storms. This bears a final look at straight as Erodin. You should be proud, Regent. In death, you'll accomplish more than you ever did in life. You'll excuse me if I disagree, you northern pig. Stratus looks up at you with hope and pain in his eyes. So I can't choose at this point. I maybe could have done that before, but I can't. I still need to betray the disfavored, but I'm just gonna say nothing and kill him. You take up a fallen sword from the floor and drive it through Stratus Erodin's heart, killing him instantly. Well, not instantly, because he's still groaning, so yeah. Stratus's body falls to the ground, and you watch the blood pool onto the floor in silence. There is a feeling of anticipation in the air, but as the seconds pass, it never materializes into anything. The surge of arcane energy and the sense of relief you experienced in Ascension Hall is missing. You hear the howl of the storm outside, and realize that the edict endures. Demetrius furrows his brow in confusion. The last of the regents is dead, and yet Kyrus' storm continues. What could we have possibly missed? From across the hall you hear a faint cry, a baby's cry, and realization dawns on you. Oh, and here was I thinking this was all a big conspiracy. Erodin, always the womanizer, aren't you? I mean, hey, stop! Oh, he's nearly dead. Sorry about that, mate. Oh boy. Yeah, let's get his stuff. Yeah, you guys see what happened? I see what happened. It is easy. It is easy. So I'm not gonna even bother explaining my take on it. So we got a little bit extra. Actually, it's a pretty good shield over here. Very little compromise on the parry chance, and everything else is pretty awesome. So that is a fantastic shield. Shut up. Let's go save the game as well, because I didn't save in between episodes.
There. Do you see that?
I do. And of course,
sorry, I can't.
I have no idea. Verse gain subterfuge. Siren says what she said, and it was probably me who spotted that. Drug recipe. Research. Okay, take that. What else do we have? Oh, accents. Pretty good stuff. Put them over here. There we go. Let's see if we can learn... What? No. 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 No, this is bad. This is bad. Where the hell? Why? Did I click something? No, it's over there. Oh, there. Okay. For some reason, it exited. Or is... Oh, there it is. Okay, so we're good here. Let me save the game. Nope, that's not the key to save the game. Let's learn about these things, if I can indeed learn about them. In between this episode and next one, I'm going to look at my spells and see if I can do some new stuff. This scroll contains the accent from which the increased number of projectiles. Yeah, so that's definitely good. And this one, accent adds interrupt effects to a spell. So that's also pretty good. And that way I'll also learn a little bit better my spells, which is important. What is this? Regent has always ruled from this throne in Stalwart for the last 500 years. An unbroken bloodline that has survived through generations. Through numerous generations. Yeah, for 500 years, I suppose, like, probably 20? Blocking the doorway, Amelia regards you with eyes that brim with tears, yet blaze with hints of her father's grim resolve. She has armored herself in disfavored raiment to face you down. Stay away from my daughter. You will not have her. Oh no. Oh, by the Archon's mercy, don't let this be so, says Beric. He covers his face and howls softly. So your daughter is the regent here? Are you kidding me? Did you seriously condemn the little kid to death? Oh my god. It's not enough that so many little kids already died. Yours has to die as well. Isn't that beautiful? See what you did, Amelia? Let's see. So, did you know that this would prolong the edict? Let's go with that. We suspected that the bloodline will implicate my baby in Kyrus' eyes, but I knew nothing for certain until this moment. She shakes her head. Don't ask me to interpret the Overlord's heartless designs. I have no love for this edict, if that's what you're asking. It's torn a noble realm to pieces, fractured a pillar of their culture, and ruined countless lives. Yeah, and another one is gonna be ruined as well. She releases a heavy sigh and hardens her intense gaze, but I have a responsibility to the people of Stalwart to preserve their heritage and leadership. My father and the other Archons destroyed this nation. She and I... Amelia glances back at the crib, then quickly focuses back on you. We can help put it together. What a naive notion, says Demetrius. I had thought better of you, but this shows nothing but contempt for all that the disfavored have accomplished and sacrificed in the conquest. Demetrius shakes his head in disapproval. So, she's your regent heir. Now that you've killed Stratus Erodin, she is. Amelia draws herself up and glares at you. She has nothing to do with Kyrus or the edict. You have no right to judge her on the basis of blood. It's not me who judges. It's the edict. I really have no right. You're right, but it's the edict. How's this possible? Do you need me to draw it out for you, says Verse? Because there are a few ways it can happen, and people get confused about these things. So, first, Verse lifts her leg above her head, but you cut her off with a gesture. What the hell was she gonna do? Oh no, it's my mind. It's not what she's saying. My union with Stratus the Younger, even in resemblance, Amelia doesn't shed her warlike resolve. He showed me kindness behind these walls, and taught me about Stalwart and the Tears, the culture and heritage that made these people the pride of the realm. Yeah, isn't that Stockholm Syndrome? I think it could be. It could be something else, though, of course. He died in the 3rd year of the conquest. His favorite spear pinned him to the ground he fought to defend, and he never rose again. The regent remained in sentinel stand for her protection. The edict was his responsibility to shoulder, not hers. She dips her head down in challenge. My daughter will not be another victim of Kyrus' conquest. Well, she was a victim of you. She has the blood of the North coursing through her veins, and no one has the right to take her life. It must be done. What is one baby against the fate of Stalwart? She's my baby! Yeah, what is one of your babies against the fate of Stalwart? That's what I said. And the only chance Stalwart has left. If you can't see that, then I can't suffer you to leave. Oh, you're gonna die as well. That's okay. I don't really mind that. I think she is. We'll see. I just want to say that I really can't see a way for us to sympathize here at this point, to be honest. I mean, seriously, the edict killed everybody. It didn't just destroy the country, because it did, but that wasn't the problem. I mean, it's kind of bad that you destroy, you know, there's a bunch of trees and a bunch of
will
mountains and monuments and all that. But they killed, so the edict killed a bunch of people. I mean, war killed a bunch of people. And it continues killing them as well. And it continues destroying them. And all for what? All for she hanging on to a bloodline. Yeah. That's not even hers. It's not even hers. Amelia lies in a pool of blood, whimpering and reaching for her daughter's crib. Then she falls still. From across the room you hear the baby redouble her cries. The lieutenant stares down at Amelia's body, his expression softer for a moment. A tragedy. For us, for the North, for Ashe. He clears his throat and gestures at the crib. Better handle it then. Outside, the storm continues its assault upon the keep. Its unyielding howls cannot silence the cries from across the room. Only one thing can. Yep, let's make this thing. It's a terrible thing to do, but, well, it's kind of, we don't really have a choice. We don't really, I mean, gameplay-wise, I suppose maybe we do, but what did I pick up right now? I didn't see what I picked up. Dang it! Oh, there it is. What is that? Entropic. It's one armor penetrated by attacks when inflicting crits. It's not really that great. Nah, I don't think that's fantastic. It might be very expensive, but I don't think that's fantastic. Let's also open that thing over there.
That wasn't so hard.
No, it really wasn't. And you knew that before because it was green, the number. Let's, I get, it's just a hand. The baby squirms in its swaddle. Still young enough that its eyes are permanently closed, this small life holds the key to ending the edict. Oh, I'm gonna do it myself, of course. But I could order Verse. Or I could, oh, actually, I could order Barrick. Well, if it lets me select the character, I just saved, so if it lets me select the character, I will order Barrick. If not, I will do it myself. Oh, there it is. The baby stirs in her crib as you approach, unaware of what is to come. Barrick, do what needs to be done.
But this is the great general's last heir. Even if she's born of the South, an atrocity, she's family to the disfavored.
That's what I was expecting, actually. His armor squeals from some rusted piece tightening against another. Do it, Barrick. I command you.
How? How dare you? But if the girl must die, then better that she dies in caring, disfavored arms.
That's true. Good point. That was a good point. Yeah, he's not very loyal to us, and I don't know what that was all about, but how dare you? How dare I? What, how dare I? I command you every day, every single time we go into battle. How dare I command you? Well, like how I command you back there. Barrick carefully picks up the baby and cradles her in a nook between the spikes on his armor. He rocks her in his arms, humming gently, and then jerks his hand with a sharp crack. He lowers her back into the crib, his hands trembling. Silence descends upon the hall. For a moment, it seems as if the wind outside have halted their dance. A loud crash against the wall door breaks the stillness. Outside, the storm begins to whip about furiously, sending dust and debris into the chamber. At first, you think the force of arcane power dissipating is enough to carve the skin from your bones, a sensation you attribute to the Edict of Storms, but it cools just as quickly. Ooh! That's the Edict going away, isn't it? Hell yeah. The winds buffeting the keep have abated. Outside, an eerie silence pervades the air, a stillness that hasn't visited Stalwart for a long time. You can hear the very symbols that brought the Edict of Storms into being, each syllable proclaiming itself from a new-found corner of your mind. It would seem the Edict is now a part of you. Ah, I can hear the wind subsiding at long last, says Demetrius. The Edict has passed, and soon we may even see the skies over Stalwart. The death of the babe. A terrible thing, and yet we've returned so much life to these beleaguered lands. I don't know if anything can redeem this act, but the Legion may venture to try. Preserving all that make the disfavored right, our deeds, our honor, that will be absolution enough. The babe had the blood of the North after all. She would have wanted that. Well, see, Beric knows how to self-justify his own things. He can do my job for me. It's pretty good. Hey, Siren, what do you have to say? You're even more touched than I thought, she says. That baby wanted nothing more than a safe home and a family to love her. Don't put your misguided loyalties on someone who didn't even know where she was. Yeah. She's kind of right. You're I don't... Can we not worry about the act itself? Can my characters just be stoic in this situation and be like, it wasn't us, because it really wasn't us? It was us that drove the knife, but the fact that come on, seriously, it wasn't us. And by the way, you guys know this, of course, but for those, if you don't, well, I'm role-playing here. I'm role-playing a character. I'm not role-playing myself. So, yeah, my mindset is always going to be that of what's my, Kato? It's Kato, right? We'll see. Yeah, Beric is right. Our dignity and accomplishments will honor the child's memory. Let's go with that. Yeah, I suppose. I suppose that would align a little bit better with our character. And I lost loyalty from Siren. Ah, well, whatever. Yeah, Cora, not Kato. Cora. Don't hand me that load of shit and expect me to swallow it with a smile on my face. How dare you try to justify what you just did? No amount of good will ever offset this atrocity. Yeah, I don't really care for your opinion. The disfavored commander clears his throat. Now that we got that out of the way, the stalemate between the Unbroken and the disfavored is at an end. A victory that can't be measured in rings. Thank you, Fatebinder. I'll remain at Sentinel's stand to secure this location and send word to Ashe of your excellent work. Yeah, I couldn't. Fear ability for Blade Grave's Grasp. That's Beric. Blade Grave's Grasp. So we now have, he has an ability. Cannot be pushed for 8 seconds, immunity to prone, and petrified affliction. Oh, he becomes petrified. Let me guess. Of course. Come on, I wanted this to go away. That was gonna be so good. That's actually a shame. That is a real shame right there. It is a real shame. Okay, well, that was good. Good stuff, and quite shocking, I guess, but in quite harrowing, I suppose. Harrowing, probably is the word for what just happened. And the end of the Edict of Storms didn't bring about the end of Beric's armor. I wonder what his face looks like. The keep is safe in our hands. Repairs are already underway, says Rumalan. And that is that. Ashe will want to hear about what we've accomplished here. I'll hang back and oversee repairs of the defenses. Okay, that was just to show us that the keep was good. Suppose what exactly? Oh, that's I know what exactly that is. You see that over there? Over there, I can bring it up. This over there, that's there is something over here. Did I miss that? Oh, it's probably got, yeah. Okay, and the other one is exactly the same. That's okay. Let's get out through here. Although this one might lead us to a different area. Hopefully not. Oh, there's a guy up there. Good for you, man. And now there's disfavored banners. Is it? Yes, it is. It's got the slashes of the disfavored. Let's get out of here. Let's save the game before we do that. And let's go to Ashe and see what he has to say. And I came back to train. And I decided to hire a new one-handed weapon master. And that's Selena over here. Because that guy, or the guy back in the other spire wasn't good enough. And let's have a chat with her. And, well, interested in sparring? She says. My nerves are all knotted up, just standing here. And I could use the distraction. Oh, well, that was pretty simple. Pretty straightforward. Let's go with that. And there we go. I could train his two-handed weapons, but of course I can't because the game doesn't let me. I really don't like that mechanic in any game that has that, where we can train. I prefer it in like in Morrowind, where you can train at everything. Just infinite amount of training. Let me do the training. Of course, that makes your character... Well, basically, what the game is trying to do there... where do we need to go? Oh, yeah, Ironhearth. What the game is trying to do there is to impose a limit on your character's progression. So basically, you can be a master at everything, like you can in Morrowind. But you cannot... I mean, that limitation is also in Skyrim and Oblivion, and you can become a master of everything in both Skyrim and Oblivion. So it's like, why even bother? Why limit my amazingness? Because that's not really amazingness, that's not the thing, it's the flexibility. That's the real issue. That's the real issue here in this whole situation. It's not that we killed the granddaughter of Graven Ashe. No, that's totally fine. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with limiting my training. Let's go ahead and just have a chat with him. Let's see what he has to say, actually. I imagine he's gonna be pissed. The great keep of Sentinel Stand is ours. Oh, how I will relish tearing down every vestige of the unbroken and burying the standard of that corrupt realm. This is a great victory for the disfavored. What's more, we are delivered from the Edict of Storms. My runners speak of you in glowing terms, though I instructed them specifically not to report on your deeds in too much detail. I wanted to hear it from no one but the source. I would know more about how it felt to stand in the center of the storm as the Overlord's magic dissolved around you. You must be weary from your travels. I'm eager to hear your account, but I will understand if you still need to gather your thoughts. This is a joyous day, and I wouldn't spoil it with impatience. Actually, I think what he's trying to say is, what I will say right now is gonna change the game, and if I want to do things that I haven't done yet, I probably should, but I think we're good here. I think we're good. Let's go over my success. Let's go in order. Let's go over my success at Sentinel Stand. The seat of the regents and the tarnished gem of Stalwart have anticipated this, so tell me, what you have to report. Straight as the Rodin is dead. That is gratifying to hear. The coward spent too long crouched behind the walls of Sentinel Stand and deserved none of Kyrus' mercy. The Regent family was an inbred and corrupt line of failed rulers. They had neither the courage nor the grit to lead their realm to prosperity. As they demonstrated, Stalwart is much improved by their absence. The Edict of Storms is ended, and I have breathed fresh air for the first time since I returned to Iron Hearth. You managed to accomplish what my forces could not. More importantly, you have abated Kyrus' anger for the time being. With the great stalemate of the conquest ended, surely we have earned the favor of Tunon and Kyrus alike. Every deed you accomplish in the name of the disfavored proves our right to rule these lands. Ash balls a fist and enthusiastically pumps it in the air. How did it feel, Fatebinder? I have not had the distinction of breaking an edict, much less several. It felt less like breaking a spell, more like absorbing it. Huh, a strange distinction. I would offer you some comforting assurance that this will pass, but that would be an empty promise. Your actions at Vengeance Well have caused us all to expect more than you were ever prepared to shoulder as a legal clerk. Living up to our admittedly high expectations will do more than merely get you through this war. There are greater things to come once the dust settles. So what are our next steps? Is there nothing else you wish to discuss? Nothing about my daughter? Ash furrows his brow and looks at you with some unspoken emotion. Yeah, let's talk Amelia. My Amelia. I can no longer sense her presence, and have anticipated the worst since you returned from Sentinel Stand. As a general, I can be cautious, but only as a father can I know fear. Ash clenches his hands into tight fists at his side. Say what you would then. So... I think this one is the best one. She bridged the gap between the north and the south by mothering a female here. What are you saying, Fatebinder? My Amelia is too noble to lay with a southern wretch, much less willingly bear his polluted offspring. No, this is some fabrication, a joke at my expense. I cannot. Ash squeezes his eyes shut and shakes his head vigorously. No, 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 no! The very idea repulses me beyond all measure! And you, Fatebinder, he bears down on you with madness in his eyes. If you would bring slander and atrocity to this fort, then I will instruct Tunons to strike your head from your lawful neck. Do you hear me? He bellows with such force that spittle wets his beard, and mine as well, actually, and the cohorts... because I'm spitting as well as I'm talking. The cohorts of the training yard turn with panic in their eyes. Ash cuts off his speech and holds his rigid posture. Throughout the prolonged silence, you aren't sure if he plans on swinging his mace in a wide arc, or simply exploding from the tension he fights to repress. A vein rises along the crest of his scalp and slowly recedes as Ash calms his breathing. It's just going to back away, and I'm just going to back away, says Verse, and let you handle this one. Don't mind me. Speak no more of these lies. I won't have them poisoning the air of Iron Hearth and the ears of my fellow countrymen. You are a fool if you think I'd believe such an obvious ruse. Ashe regards you with uncertainty, his eyes searching for truth and contradiction. Oh, I can't. Oh, this would be a fantastic. Oh, this would be so good. I would just say, yeah, that was a lie. She didn't, sire. And I would just mock him. Because basically, he knows. He knows I'm not lying. He's just, at this point, I can even take him as, I can either use his own foolishness against him and just, you know, shove it into his face. Or I can, take him as he's basically trying to make a facade for everybody else to hear. And I could play along. So, it's, yeah, but I can't. I was forced to kill her, I say. You did what? I was prepared for your jest or evasion, but I hear none of it in your voice. I had felt a disruption in my daughter's bond to have fallen by your hand. The Archon's fist squeezed so hard that you can hear his gauntlet buckle under the strain. Shattered of houses and defiler of families! Only by the will of Kairos could you leave this fortress with your life. I will break you in ways unimaginable by even the voices of the rat. What I inflict will redefine the boundaries of cruelty. It's about to blow up like the walls of Sentinel's Stand, says Verse. Keep her weapon ready, Binder. Her baby needed to die to end the edict. I had no choice. So, you pretend that you had severed my bloodline in the name of duty? If you don't know the meaning of restraint or of responsibility, then you have no business associating with my decorated legion. Would that I had simply drowned you upon your arrival at the Apex Valley and spared myself with this grief. What am I to do with you, Fatebinder? Or should I call you sower of atrocities? I would be within my rights to end your life here and now, but losing the favor of Tunon might prove a crippling setback to the war. In all my centuries, I have never stood at such an impasse. Well, I guess we're out of time for the day. Let's see what he says on the next one. For now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Tyranny. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.